5.4, example 3, solving a quadratic function by completing the square. So these cannot currently be factored, but we're going to complete the square so we can factor them. Here's our steps. Step 1, get all variables to one side and all the other numbers to the other. Step 2, if needed, divide both sides so that x squared has a 1 in front. So if this is not a 1 right here, I need to divide by whatever number that is. Step 3 is complete the square and add to both sides. 4 is factor. 5 is take the square root, and 6 is to solve. Okay, so we need to get, step 1 says all the variables to one side. So we've got x squared, and the 6 is over here. So we need to move that 6x by adding it. So it's going to say x squared plus 6x plus blank. That blank's going to be to complete the square equals 27 plus the same blank. So this blank's to complete the square we just watched in the other video. So remember we had to take 6 over 2 squared. 6 over 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So that 9 goes in both blanks. Okay, now, the left side should be able to be factorable. So, if we factor this, once again it's a perfect square. So, x plus, from here, square root of 9 is 3, and square it, equals, and now combine these over here. 27 plus 9 is 36. So we have now added to both sides. We need to factor. We did that. And take the square root. So if I take the square root of this, that it leaves me as x plus 3. If I take the square root of this, remember that gives me plus or minus 6. Square root of 36 is 6. Okay? I know it's kind of hard to see that was the square root right there. Now because it's a whole number, I need to write it twice. X plus 3 equals 6, or x plus 3 equals negative 6. Now I need to solve this by minusing 3. So x equals 3, minus 3 on this one too. X equals negative 9. So those are my two answers that I possibly could have when I complete the square. We're going to do B as well. Get all of your variables to one side and all the non-variables to the other. So this 9x needs to come over here and that 2 needs to come over here. I'm going to minus my 9x. Okay, so that's going to give me x squared minus 9x minus 2 equals 0 because there's nothing left over here. But I have to move that 2 as well, so plus 2. So x squared minus 9x plus blank now equals 2 plus blank. And remember, we're filling that blank, we have to complete the square. So take our b, negative 9 over 2 squared. We can't simplify that. When we square that, we get 81 over 4. So 81 over 4 and 81 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to factor this. Remember, what's inside here? This is the square root of this, and it'll help a lot. So we're going to take our x, then this number, that's a minus because that's a minus, minus 9 over 2 squared equals, and then when I plug this in a calculator, I get 89 over 4. Okay, once again we need to take the square root. So x minus 9 over 2 equals plus or minus. We're going to take the square root of the top, which we can't, so it's just square root of 89. Square root of 4, though, is 2. We would like to have these two be the same number on the bottom. It'll make our lives easier here in a minute. So if I solve this, I need to add my 9 over 2. So x equals We can't combine the two top pieces entirely because one is the square root, one isn't. So we're going to write this 9 plus or minus that square root of 89, and because they're both got a 2 on the bottom, it's all over 2. And so this is our answer right here. Now C is different because there's a number right here. Remember, all variables on one side, which they are, our other numbers over here. So that's okay. But this is not a 1. So I have to divide everything by that number. 2 divided by 2 is just 1x squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4x. Now I can complete the square. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and I'm going to add the same number over here. Remember, to do that, I have to take 4 over 2 squared. 4 over 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So 4 goes in both blanks. Then we need to factor this. Square root of x squared is x. Keep that sign. Square root of 4 is 2. 6 plus 4 is 10. Remember to take the square roots. So that's just x plus 2. Now this is plus or minus square root of 10. That cannot be broken down, so we're just 10. So move that 2 by minusing. X equals that negative 2 plus or minus that square root of 10. And that is our answer. One more together. 3x squared minus 24x equals 27. All my x's are on one side, all the numbers are on the other, but, sorry, that's a 3. So I need to divide each one by 3. So I have x squared minus 8x plus blank equals 9 plus the same blank. So I need to come over here, negative 8 divided by 2 squared, negative 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4, squared is 16. So 16 in both blanks. Okay. Now to do the next step, we need to factor this here. So when we factor that, we're going to get x minus 4 squared. When I add 9 and 16, I will get 25. Then remember to take the square root. X minus 4 equals plus or minus the square root of 25 is 5. It's a whole number. Remember, when there's two whole numbers, we have to write two equations. So we're going to write x minus 4 equals 5, or x minus 4 equals negative 5. One positive, one negative. Add your 4, x equals 9, or x equals negative 1. Those are our two answers. Try these on your own.